Good day, folks. How is everyone doing? Hope you are all doing fantastic. All three of you. Well, this is the ministry of peace, Alex. Absolutely. So glad we can help. You did come to the right place, as you know, because you've been here before. Excuse me. There's Maverick. Good day, sir. Good to see you. Hello, Megan. Who else we got here? It says we got 9 people, so there's a few people here. Nick the Cat Whisperer is back. Jersey City Joe is here. Someone I used to know is here. Tintin. And Mark. And there's Legend. Jim is here. Hello to you all. 17 people. Don't forget to do that smashery for the like button. Some like button smashery is what I meant to say. Smash, smash, smash away. And encourage YouTube to send us around to lots of people so they can hear the message. Get this out to all the man children out there, because there's a whole bunch of them all across the world, I assure you. They're absolutely everywhere. And I don't mean that term in a derogatory way. It's simply a fact. It's simply a fact. And these people I'm talking about are, wow. People I'm talking about are absolutely victims of a terribly sick society. Johnny, wow, your generosity is overwhelming there. Mercy. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Blow my mind first thing this morning. That's a very generous donation, sir. Thank you. I don't know what to say to that. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Johnny. Good morning. Just gratitude for everything. Well, I have immense gratitude for that. I'll tell you that. Missing fathers and not enough masculine role models. Nick the Cat Whisperer. You couldn't be more correct. You hit it right on the head with that. That's exactly it. That is exactly it. Just finished shopping with Mr. Buzz. Yeah, that's a good old giant tiger. The Tigger Boutique, we call that. Blessings to you, Johnny. Yes, that is absolutely amazing. Yeah, I thought I'd let people see me shop. That was just a quick shop. That wasn't a major Mr. Buzz shopping spree. That was a quick stop in, grab a couple pairs of pants and some drinks. That was pretty minor. It can be a lot more intense than that. I can leave there with so much. Sometimes it's hard to carry it all home. Hey, Tojo. Good to see you, brother. Immense just generosity here. First thing this morning, right off the bat, Johnny comes in with a big old super chat. And blesses the ministry just like that. So we got 23 people. We'll get some more people. It's only 10 to 5 in the morning here. Good bless you. Ryan from Vietnam. Good morning, Vietnam. Dear people here, it looks like a big topic today. A lot of people lack Jesus to become men of God. Well, if you look back a few comments there, you'll see Nick the Cat Whisperer nailed it right on the head. What he said is completely correct. Nice things. I just felt guided to show my gratitude. Well, that's the second time you did, my friend. It's greatly appreciated. And I have much gratitude for your work as well. I just sent you some more assignments. And I'm always confident when I send you assignments that you take them seriously and do your best and help these people as much as you possibly can. So I am grateful for your efforts too, very much so. You've been a real big help to me in so many ways. So the gratitude goes both ways, my friend. It definitely does. I love typos. Sometimes they're hilarious. Like the day Shofar girl called Bobby Fischer booby. That one was great. From Maui. Wow. Maui. What the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life. What happened to Maui? What happened to Lahaina? The saddest thing I've ever seen. Just vicious and brutal. My heart goes out to all of you out there in Maui, especially the people that lived in Lahaina. Oh, mercy. What they did to those people. They were so heartless. I've never seen cruelty on that level ever in my life. It was by far the worst display of vicious cruelty that you could possibly do. Fisher of boobies. Booby Fisher. Oh, chow fun. I was glued to videos for 2 weeks when that happened, watching the live streams and, like, things in real time that were happening. I could not believe what I saw. The mayor and the fire chief and the governor and everybody. Oh. Yeah, I got some new cups yesterday. I realized that I was still drinking out of a cup that had to go in the garbage. Oh, was that ever, Victoria? That was the worst thing I've ever seen. They did it in lots of places, but the way they did it in Maui was the most vicious of all. It was the most vicious of all. The way they trapped them, they blocked off the road and they wouldn't let people leave, and they were turning them back towards the fire, so they burned it. Oh, and those policemen saying that they just followed orders. Give me a break. You don't follow those orders. I don't care what you say. Like, there's just no way those are orders anybody should follow. Oh yeah, block the people off so they can't escape and they burn to death. Okay, no problem. I'll follow my orders. Unreal. Unreal. No one ever thought that would happen, dude. That was insane. That was I can't believe they found people who were willing to do that and be so obvious about it, because the whole world knows those people, like the governor, the fire chief, the mayor, all them guys. They were obviously all in on it. Everybody knew they were in on it. So they basically murdered a whole bunch of people blatantly, like in the open. It's just yes, they were. I was watching them in real time. They were live streaming as they were jumping in the water. It was unreal. I've never seen anything like it. It was literally it was surreal to watch. Oh, they burned everybody alive in Maui. It was Nick. You have to. I couldn't even begin to describe it to you. It's too much to even describe. But they burned people alive. They burnt down a whole town and burned all the people alive who had ancestral rights to the land. They literally trapped them in the town, set it on fire, and burned them alive. And I'm not kidding. I mean, children, women, everybody, entire families incinerated with directed energy weapons. With directed energy weapons. It was unbelievable what they did. And everybody knew what they did. It was obvious what they did. The most vicious murder I've ever seen. And it was a lot of people. No one even knows the number. They claim it's about 100 people died. 100 people died in the first 10 minutes. It's probably thousands of people. Oh yeah, at least they. I don't think anybody ever got the real number of it. All those missing kids. I can't think of a worse event that I've ever seen in my life. It was just the way it was done. And the fire chief the next day they asked him if he regretted not sounding the alarm. Well, no, because they would have went up on high ground and they would have thought it was a tsunami and blah blah blah. Oh. Good thing he had to resign anyway. His name was Herman something. Oh, it took me months to get over watching that. That literally changed me as a person watching that. I if I didn't have a good indication of how evil the world was before, I sure did after that. That cleared it up for me. That completely cleared it up for me. Excuse me, I have to scare Charlie away. Charlie, get out of here. Just Charlie. Oh, the Lord won't let that evil go unpunished. Well, I appreciate you too, Chow Fun. Appreciate all you folks over there in Maui. You guys understand the aloha spirit and everything. You some of the nicest people ever lived in Lahaina. Some of the best people on earth were there. Me too, Victoria. Took me months to recover from seeing that. Totally vicious. Vicious, vicious people. Charlie won't go this morning. Charlie, time for you to vacate. Man, he's being persistent. I bet you were, Chow Fun. I bet you were. I bet you were. I don't even know what to say. What else to say about it? It is honestly the worst thing I've ever seen. You can't really outdo that one. You can't really outdo that one. And so obvious. They didn't even try to hide their guilt. They were just blatant about it, like walking around going, "What are you gonna do? You can't prove nothing. What are you gonna do?" The attitude of these people. Smell of fresh coffee woke Charlie. Probably did. It's French vanilla. This coffee is so good. French vanilla coffee. It's very tasty. So we got 41 people. We got a few more now. Need to get some more, though. It's not quite enough people. Cops blocked the poor people in. That's exactly what happened, Alex. They blocked them in. Entire families were incinerated in their cars. The most brutal, vicious attack on people I've ever seen. And these people calling themselves police officers, doing that to the public, doing that to the people. They're not police, obviously. Yeah, and there's a whole bunch more. North Carolina also. That's where everybody thinks that's just a hurricane. They actually released the water from the dam. Okay, they opened up the dam and flooded that on purpose. They knew that was another murder. That was a mass murder of children and everything. Just everybody in sight. They wanted to kill everybody. There's all kinds of these events that have taken place. Police policy enforcers. Yeah, you got it. If anybody had any doubt about how evil the world was, that's all you got to do is look into Maui, and you'll see. You'll see just how evil. And North Carolina was pretty much the same deal. Just they did it with water instead of fire. Totally brutal. Oh, see, I get my heart pounds and everything when I think about Maui. That literally changed me as a person to watch that. I couldn't believe what I saw. Still can't believe it. But we're going to talk today about the era of the man-child. And as I say, if you happen to be one of these people I'm talking about, I'm not trying to be derogatory towards you at all. Yes, Asheville, exactly. You're well educated there, Chow Fund. You know what's going on. Not trying to be derogatory towards anybody in this. Those who have ended up as man children are victims of a society that lost its way. It lost its way. And it's become normal for people to stay with their parents until they're in their 30s. And they've had video games shoved down their throat. Right? They didn't have a chance, these people. They honestly didn't have a chance. They had no role models, like Nick the Cat Whisperer said a little while ago. In the States, it's a good chance their fathers had either just left voluntarily or were thrown in jail. They were throwing everybody in jail for long periods of time for marijuana offenses. That resulted in more people being incarcerated than you could even imagine. So you got all the men in jail in the private prisons, and they're making money off those. That was a business. Of course it is. And they'll probably say that FEMA is doing their best to help them. Yeah. FEMA is a farce. There's nothing worse than FEMA. That's just a total lie. FEMA doesn't help anybody. FEMA is there to make sure people suffer. That's exactly what it's there for. That's the next level attack, is send FEMA in. Then FEMA does evil stuff. They've already been attacked by their government. Now FEMA is going to make sure they really suffer. Unbelievable, those people. Yeah. Had my adult children move back in camping with us. I believe you. I believe you. It's happening everywhere. The way it's all by design. It's all completely by design. This is the handiwork of the evil ones, of the elites, the children of Lucifer, the technocrats, my least favorite humans, the technocrats, who have scientifically figured out how to mold everything. Yes, I know, Victoria, they're the worst. Oh, they're just despicable. That organization is despicable. It's fake. It's nothing to do with helping anybody. Never was. FEMA was created to do more damage. That's all it was created for. And a way to funnel money to places it shouldn't go to. All the money that FEMA had, they gave to immigrants. They gave to immigration. That's who got the money. They don't plan on helping anybody in North Carolina. That's for sure. People in Maui, they gave them $700. Well, that should fix their lives up. $700, they'll be all right. Come on, what's the matter, guys? You get $700. Isn't life good? Well, you can bring your Xbox. It needs an adjustment. So you bring it over, and I'll give it its adjustment. I do them for free. Free Xbox and PS5, PS2, PS3, whatever it is. Any game consoles, I offer free adjustments. Okay, you can take them, bring them right here. I do it right on site, and it's free. I don't charge. So if your console needs an adjustment, which it does for sure, I'm here to offer it. So I'll look after that for you. Yep, Mr. Buzz's hammer of adjustment, the adjustment tool. It's an adjustment tool, right? Precision instrument is what it is. I got crumbs all over the place. I got to clean up my crumbs. Trying to put the coffee cup down, and you hear crunch. Because there's crumbs everywhere. Mr. Buzz was sloppy. Well, I mean, I don't play video games on my computer at all. I don't. I mean, a video game console is not good for anything but video games. That's all it's good for. It's useless other than that. So you'd be playing the Wacka console. Yes, I know. The things have infested the whole world. They've infested the entire world. I've seen some people. Well, I had a friend in Florida who's got some brothers. He went around and counted them one day. I think it was 12 or 13 game consoles in the house. Console, consoling you, yep. Bob, you're good with the language. You understand how things work. The name of something will always tell you something about it. Loot from some RPG. Yeah, the words always give away what the thing actually is. If you look into the word, that's how these things are. It's like television, the television. That's the most obvious one. They always tell you, right with the word. It's in there. It's part of their sorcery, actually. So just so you know, take a listen to God. No emojis. No emojis, please. But I did like your message. Man, Charlie, so heavily in demonic video games. The Lord and I had delivered him many times, but the video games destroyed him again and again. I can understand. Yes, TV programs to program you. Exactly. I know. It's always in the word. Always in there. Quick question. I was invited to a gay wedding for a family member. Nope. I would say no. I would say no. My honest opinion, Joe, I'm not telling you to get in fights with your family, but I wouldn't go and support it. Nope. Nope. I think it's. I can't tell you. I can't speak for God and say if he'd be mad, right? I can't say, but I wouldn't go. I wouldn't support that. Not at all. And going along with it, that's what you're saying. You're basically saying you're okay with it. You'd be going to a demon wedding because that's what makes people gay. Is the demon Asmodeus? Excuse me. Yep, that's right, Nick. So you'd be basically going to a demon wedding. Yeah, cast out Asmodeus. Yep. Hello, Margot. Very nice to see you again. I got to say, I'm really liking this cup. It has a nice handle. It's quite nice and comfortable to pick up. All good. I bought 3 cups actually. This is just one of them. Asmodeus is the groomsman. Yep. Once they legalized gay marriage, a whole lot of people warned this is a slippery slope, folks. This is a slippery slope. Yeah, it's got a sticker. It's just got a sticker. I don't know if I can get that off or not. Yeah, it might come off. Yep, it did. It had a sticker on it. Yeah, I wouldn't go, Joe. I'd stay away from it. They told us when they were talking about legalizing gay marriage, they said this is going to be a slippery slope. And the next thing you're going to have this is going to happen, and then this is going to happen. Then they're going to want this. Then they're going to expect this. Then they're going to be teaching it in schools. Then they're going to be trying to make the kids gay. That's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. Yes, little girl. Daddy loves you very much. Daddy loves you very much. Yep, it was a domino effect, too. That's exactly what happened. Well, as I say all the time, there's a demon for every irregularity that happens. Okay, there's a demon for everything. Giving it away to darkness. Yep. There is a demon for every irregularity that takes place in this world. All mental illness, probably everybody from your family would be going Jersey City Joe, because everybody's a people pleaser, and even people who don't agree with that sort of stuff will go along with it so they don't upset anybody. Oh, the pride parades are unbelievable. Grown men, and people take their kids to it, and there's grown men running around completely naked with little kids running around. It is child abuse completely. Completely. That it used to be illegal to be naked in front of kids. Now I guess it's okay. Now I guess you can go out on the street and do that, and no problem, guys. Just take your clothes off and run around in public. No problem at all. And people take their kids to it and think they're bringing them up properly. They're just like, you got to be kidding me. And the drag queen story hour, and oh my, oh my. It is unbelievable. It is completely unbelievable. And honestly, I mean, of course, Christianity is against it. We know that. But these people would just do their thing in the privacy of their own homes, keep it there, and leave the kids out of it. Nobody would bother them. Everybody would leave them alone. But they can't do that. They got to bring it out into the public, and they got to drive it down everybody's throat. That's the problem. That's the big problem. Go ahead and enjoy your demons in the comfort of your own home. Leave the children out of it. Leave it out of the schools. Leave it out of the streets. And not a soul would ever bother them. But that's not what they're doing. Oh, I know that some of the books they have in the libraries, and it's a big homosexuality course is what it is. Yep. God's going to judge it. Absolutely, Jonda. Absolutely. Well aware of all that. Yep. All right, so we know all that is true, but we're going to get to the topic at hand here. So let's veer away from that topic. Let's go back to where we're supposed to be at. We are talking today about the era of the man-child, and the fact that a lot of 30-year-olds, even 40-year-olds, are still living with their parents. They're still living with their parents, folks. They haven't even gone out on their own at all yet, some of them. In their 30s and even 40s, they have not left the nest. They're still there. Therefore, completely underdeveloped. So, I mean, how many times have you met somebody that's 35 to 40 and they seem like a child? They literally seem like a child. They don't seem like a man at all. And they can't even grasp the concepts that someone from my generation would have known by the time they were 22, right? Because they had to learn. They had no choice. So these man children are victims. Are victims. And indeed, you're a perfect example of somebody who's not a man child. You just bought your own house. You're like 23. Okay, you're on your own. You're a man. That's the way to do it. So you're good on you. That's the way. Very nice. You're proof that people can do it. Well, I mean, the proof's in the pudding. All you got to do is look at your situation. You just bought a house. That's not a man child. That's a man. That's a man. So people like you need to be an example for the man children. There's all kinds of factors that contribute, but it's mostly a generation of parents who did not teach their children anything. Some at work are around 60 and still children. Yes, totally believe that. Totally believe that. The ones I know are usually in their 30s. Most of them are that age because that's when the bad parenting started. It was right around that time. And they did not teach these kids anything at all. The video games totally twisted their minds. Nobody can tell me that video games aren't mostly responsible for this. It's a combination of the video games, the poor parenting, and the social media. The elites control what gets released into social media. And this just became normalized to stay home with your parents. Stay home with your parents. Why would you go out on your own? It's too expensive out there. And they taught everybody to just give up. Don't even bother going out and trying to make it on your own because you can't. This is what they pumped constantly through social media. And people ate it up with a spoon. And the schools, whenever there's a problem in society like this, you can always trace some of it back to the school system. That's why they want to control the school system. That's the whole reason, right? Because then if you control that, you can control the whole generation. Come on, sweetie. Come on. You got to stop doing the circle and squawk, sweetie. It's too early in the morning for that. Too early in the morning for the circle and squawk. So please don't. Please don't. Yes, little girl. They're not really teachers. They're not really teachers. Ugh. She comes up now. I got cat hair at my nose. Ugh. Oh, sweetie, you're so furry. You're so furry. Daddy got fur in his face now. The video games ruined everything. They honestly did. Oh. Fur. Anybody who owns a cat understands what I'm saying. Once you get fur in your face, you can't get rid of it. It's there no matter what you do. Puss, bite, Mr. Jeff. No, don't bite at all. Never. Neither one of them ever did. They do what I call little love bites. they'll just nibble on my finger really gently, like just very gently, all up and down my finger, but they'll never bite me. Oh, the fur, man, it is a part of me. I live with fur. What do you do? Oh yeah, the video games completely molded these people. The video games completely psychologically molded them. They sat in rooms and sat around discussed how can we make the youth like this? Well, if we design video games and they have this aspect and this aspect, that will affect this part of the brain in this way, and they figured it out scientifically how to do it. Right? That is literally what they did. It's the same. He's a legend. Even Pac-Man eats goats. We just had a small attack there. Another one. You get those little 10-second attacks all the time. Infantilism. Yep. Look up man-child in the Bible. Don't tell me they use the word man-child in the Bible. You can't be serious. Okay, man-child in the Bible is actually talking about Jesus Christ. It means something different than what we're talking about. Yes, it means a male child also in the Bible. So that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about men who never grew up to be men. Learned helplessness. That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. Yes. Talking about a male child. Well, we're talking about a grown child. So we're talking about something a little different. And they don't have any concept. A lot of them don't have any father, right? So how are they even going to know that they're underdeveloped when they don't have anyone to go by? They don't have an example, right? Story in Tobit about that demon. I don't know what Tobit is. Never heard that word. Deuterocanonical book. Okay, I've never heard of that. Yeah. Yes, I was in bad shape back then. I was completely that's the thing. Without the Lord's protection, I was sinning like crazy, and without the Lord's protection, I was a mess. I had all kinds of problems because I was not being obedient. I was still heavily sinning. I had major issues then. Yeah, when he says deuterocanonical, I gathered that. The Apocrypha, there's lots of it. The Book of Giants is Apocrypha. The Book of Luminaries, what you're talking about, even the Book of Enoch, although most people think the Book of Enoch should be canon. There's a whole bunch of Apocrypha. Well aware of it. There you go. When I was a man, I put the ways of childhood behind me. This is what they don't do. This is what the Book of Jubilee, yep. This is what they don't do. They never put the ways of childhood behind them. They continue to live that way. And they cling to it because there's security and safety in it. They can have someone else take responsibility for them. They don't want to take responsibility. It's a lot easier to stay a child. Much easier to stay a child. So they do. So they do. It's a good possibility that even all the Apocrypha should be canon, right? It's quite possible that it all should be. You got to remember that humans are the ones who decided what's canon and what's not. Completely true, Anita. Completely true. Single mothers, we know it's tough for them. It's a very difficult job to be a single mother. It's excruciatingly bad. But it produces a mess. It produces kids that end up in jail, as a matter of fact. If you look at the statistics, single mothers' kids are way more likely to end up in prison. Of course they are. Without a father to keep them straight. Yes, I have two. I have two. I mean, they're grown. My daughter's a doctor, and my son he was a nurse, and then he fell. He fell into some bad things and get into drugs and lost his career and ended up homeless, and he still is. Doing okay, I guess. He's still homeless and stuff, but we're hoping he gets on his feet before too long. Really hoping that. Oh, the fur. I have fur up my nose. It's making me want to sneeze. Oh, the furry ones. There's no escaping it. Oh no, he's already come to Christ. That's not a problem. You just assume that he hasn't come to Christ. He's done that long ago. That's not the problem. He's a very devout believer. That isn't the issue. That is not the issue at all. Well, we can't get the numbers up there this morning. Why is that? They're like in their late 30s. Paulo was in the desert for 40 years. Oh, the fur. Why can't I get rid of the fur? Feels like I got a piece up my nose. It just won't stop making me want to sneeze. Yes, this is my day off. The same guy that took me to lunch last week is taking me to lunch again. He asked me last night if I'd go to lunch again. I'm like, yeah, why not? So we're going to do it again. Might even get to do to try the restaurant we were going to try. He wanted to take me to this place called Captain George's Fish and Chips. And we got there and sign on the door, closed for a private function. It's like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. The only time I decide to go out to lunch and I get there and the restaurant is closed for a private function after I took a $25 cab ride to get there. I couldn't believe it. So we went to another place, which was fine. It was still good. But I did want to try that fish and chip place. So maybe we'll try that today. I don't know. I know, it's brutal. Fur, man. The fur is rough. Oh, there you go. Salmon burgers. Sounds good. I'm going to have fish burgers for breakfast again today, probably. Actually, no, I should have. No, I might have fish burgers again. I just like them so much. Things in hot sauce. And, oh, yeah, that sounds good, Yadid. Sounds really good. I love me some fish burgers, man. I go through a lot of them. They're expensive too. It's like I buy the good ones. They're haddock burgers, and they're like $11 a box, so they're not that cheap. And I probably go through 2 boxes a week anyway. I go through quite a few of them. I don't like super hot, but I can eat some hot stuff. Saturday morning, yes, it is, Steve, and it's good to see you, buddy. Very good to see you. Sat Fur Day. I just realized that you put that F in there. I just saw that. Oh, fish burgers are awesome, man. It's haddock with a little bit of batter on it. It's just like fish sticks or, you know, it's highliner stuff. Two dried ghost peppers. Don't know if I've had ghost peppers. I've had banana peppers, jalapenos, habaneros, Tabasco peppers, Scotch bonnet peppers. I've tried lots, but I've never heard of ghost peppers. So maybe my topic today is scaring people away. We're almost an hour in. We got 47 people. That's super low. Super, super low. Now, mind you, it is Saturday morning. Now that I think of it, yes, Saturday morning, the numbers are always lower. I've never tried a Carolina Reaper and never will. I know better. I know better than to try a Carolina Reaper. Hello, Ace Helm. Those are the hottest. I don't think there's anything hotter than a Carolina Reaper. I think they're the worst. They're insane. They measure them in Scoville units. That's how you measure the heat of a pepper. Yeah, Scovilles. That's it. Okay, if you had one ghost pepper, you would know. So whatever Carolina Reaper is, even worse than that, Maverick. The Reaper is the worst one. I think it's the hottest pepper in the world. It can actually put you in the hospital. Very low numbers. So last night we had a whole bunch of people here who started cleansing their homes of crucifixes and pictures of Jesus. It was contagious. One person started doing it, then another person started doing it. Then we had just a flurry of activity. Everybody was purging everything, finding all these things. Like, what about this? Is this demonic too? Yes, this is. I'm getting this out of here right now. Everybody was going right to town. Saturday night. It would be good having no time difference one day. Yeah, you're in the other side of the world. You're in Aussie land, so that's a big time difference. I think it's 15 hours or something. It's super early too. It's 5:43 a.m. on Saturday morning where I'm at. Shabbat Shalom. I'm thinking you're Jewish. Just a guess. Right on, Ryan. That was causing you a bunch of trouble. So glad to hear you get rid of that stuff. 4:44 in the morning, so it's 5:44 here. So you're in Central Time Zone. Yes, Christian. Yes. Wow. Okay, there's something hotter than the Reaper. Pepper X. They just called it an X. You might know. Don't eat those. They literally put people in the hospital. Yeah, there's a limit to how hot of a pepper I want to eat. So up to 53. So I'm hoping this live stream will help convince just one of these people who is still in their parents' house in the 30s to take the plunge and try to find a way to get out of their house. Because God will even make things miserable for them at a certain point. I've seen this, that God wants them out of the house, wants them to go out and be men. So God will start making their lives kind of rough, right? To get them to wake up and get out of the house. So this can become a very serious situation for them. They need to get out of the house. And it's also a drag for the parents because the parents should get to have this empty nest stage in their lives. And they're not getting to have it. They have, I mean, some of them like it. Some of them don't want their kids to leave. So that's totally true. But some of them probably do want them to leave. YouTube for fun. You don't think I'm consistent? I do 3 a day at the same times. you gotta be kidding me. I do 3 lives a day. Sometimes they're a half hour off from each other, but it's very consistent. It's always either somewhere between 4 and 5, 2 in the afternoon, and 8 o'clock at night. I've been doing the same thing for like 3 months. If that's not consistent, I don't know what is. I've been doing it that way for at least 3 months now. Same thing every day. The times fluctuate a tiny bit because I don't get up in time or something. That's it. But it is quite consistent. Everybody knows the times I'm on. Everyone does. 3 a day. And sometimes I put in a 4th one. Sometimes I'll do a late night one. So it's always at least 3. Right on, Margot. Purge away. Very good. Very good. So are there any parents here of man children? We got 54 people. Is there anybody here who has a 30 or 40-year-old child still in their house? It's the same everywhere, Anita. They did that on purpose too. It's all by design. It's all by design. Are your dust bunnies 35 years old, Tojo? I hope they're not that old. All out living their lives. That's good. That's the way it should be. 9:49 p.m. Yep. Yeah, that's like 16 hours difference. Do devotional, then come back and coffee. Well, I'm glad I can spend my mornings with you. That's cool. That's why I did it that way. I want people like to get in the habit of listening to what's going on here while they go to work, on the way to work, or while they have their breakfast or whatever. And in the United States, or sorry, in Australia, it's as they get ready for bed because it's the 16-hour time difference. So just give me a minute, folks. I will be right back. Well, that's what's going to happen, Charmaine Louise. They're doing it in Canada. They're going to give all the land back to the native people, for sure. That's what's in the plans. That is what's in the plans, without a question. You have ancestors from Africa. That is definitely true. That is definitely true. And that's something my parents didn't do. I was far from coddled. I had to be tough. I had to be tough. They did not let me get into that mentality at all. I had to chop wood and look after the pets and cook supper for the family, and I had to mow the lawn, shovel the snow in the driveway. From the time I was a small child, I had to do that stuff. Can't you see the title, Tracy? The Era of the Man-Child. Does the title not show up? Like when you come to the live stream, you can see the title, right? Ancestors in the Garden of Eden. Yeah, that's the way we grew up in my generation. I guess there was still some kids that were coddled back then too, but the era of the man child. That's what we're in. The era of the man child. Men that never grew up. They're not really men. They're still living with their parents and playing video games. And avoiding this live stream like it's the plague. Because they definitely don't want to face it. Right? They're totally avoiding this live stream. They see it, they see the title, and they're like, yeah, I don't want to go there. I'm 38 and live with my dad. I have a son. My wife and I are separated. Okay, well that's a little different. That's not what I'm really talking about, Big Burr. I'm talking about those who have never left their parents' house in the first place. You went out and you got married and had a son. Okay, so you've actually left your parents' house. Things went bad, so you end up going back. But at least you left and did have a life of your own. Okay, these guys I'm talking about have never been on their own. They've never left their parents' house, the bedroom that they grew up in. They're still in it. They're playing the video games that they played when they were 15. They have a newer console and newer games, but it's the same deal. Same as they were doing when they were a teenager. They have not left that state of mind. That's the ones I'm talking about. It can apply to females. It's more rare. This is more the males that this happened to. And I think the reason for that is the video games. The video games are what has stunted the growth. And females are into video games a bit, but not near like the males. The males are way, way more into those. I think this is how we can discern that the video games are responsible for a lot of it. Because if you look at the variable that's different with the males and the females, that's it. That's it. It's the video games. So yes, it does apply to women, but a whole lot less. A whole lot less. But there are some women that end up doing it too. They stay home. They don't want to get a job. They just leech off their parents for years. It does happen. It does totally happen. Adonis the barber, I wish you were here because I just found out yesterday I don't have a hairstylist anymore. She left the place where she used to work. I don't know where she's gone. Going to her for years. All of a sudden, she's just gone. So, Adonis the barber. I need a barber. Absolutely, Tracy. The video games are responsible for most of what we're talking about here. Yep, agreed, Charmaine Louise. Value. That's about it. Well, I won't be doing that. I won't be doing that. Nope. There you go. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Someone who you used to know. Hair diva here. Come to Florida. I don't know what a hair diva is really, but sounds like you could possibly fix my problem. A hair diva. Is that what I need? Is a hair diva? Wanting to pleasure the flesh. Yeah, I just never understood how those things do. That all the things that people do usually make sense to me. That one never did. I find it to be so. I mean, there's nothing I'd less rather do than sit and do that. It would drive me crazy in 5 minutes. I could not sit there and do that. I don't know how it's appealing. It doesn't make sense to me. No, real life isn't like that. And how that makes their dopamine go, I don't get it. It would just make rage happen inside me because I'd get frustrated with it, and I could see it making me mad. Playing video games would make me angry. That's what I mean. That I could just see it. That's exactly what I picture. And I guess I'll never understand it because I've watched people play. I've watched people play video games and just wondered how is that fun? I don't see the appeal to it. I've even tried them and I hated them. I couldn't stand it. Like I'd rather watch paint dry than play video games. I'd find watching paint dry more exciting. It doesn't make sense. Yep, that is correct. Okay, well that's good, Paul, that you're trying to get out of it. Good night, Margot. So, Paul, let's focus on this. What do you have a job or do you go to school or what do you do? So you're trying hard to get out of this situation. So what do you do? Do you have a job? That's my first question. Good day, Cully. Yep, agree, Raphael. And they don't understand that it's having an effect on them. They just think they're playing a harmless game. They don't understand it's actually molding them into something. They didn't actually develop to the point that they need to be developed to understand what it's doing to them. They need to be further developed to even understand it. And because of what they're doing, they will never be that well developed. Good night, Joe. All the Aussies are going to bed now. And people in the other part of the world will just be waking up. Seeing this employment agency, but they have been having trouble finding me something. Small town with not much opportunity. Okay, that's why if you're in a small town, see, this is the age of the internet, Paul. People make their living on the internet nowadays when they're in that situation. You're looking for one type of job, but are you looking online to find something that you can do from your computer at home? I make my living sitting right here. This is how I'm making my living right now. Well, I'm not making money at the moment, but when I put videos out and stuff, well, I shouldn't say I'm not making money at the moment. Yes, I am. My videos are always making money to a degree, but that's what you got to do if you're in a small town and there's no opportunity. You're going to have to utilize the internet, okay, and make your money there somehow. There are online jobs that you work from home and they give you tasks and you do them. And when you complete the tasks, you get paid. And the PH must be in the Philippines, is it, Raphael? I'm assuming that's what you mean by PH. Yes, this is my job. This is what I do now for the last Probably 3 months. I do full-time YouTube. Well, I'm doing deliverance ministry too, and, like, I do one-on-one calls with people throughout the day, but I don't make money doing that. I don't charge. I do it free of charge. I make revenue from my videos and from whatever people donate to the channel. That is how I make my living. I quite possibly will, yes. You get a fashion show. You get to see me change hoodies. So, Paul, I hope you're hearing what I'm saying. Your opportunity lies on the internet. Okay, it's not unless you can move, but that's your problem is you can't get out of your parents' house. So you've got a bit of a cycle going on there. You're going to need to find a job online. Yeah, I will take over engineering eventually, yes. Eventually it'll take over pretty much everything. I'm blocking a man child from my life now. Happy Sabbath day to you too, Randall. Oh, that's too bad, booby. Sorry, I can't resist. I had to call you booby. Oop. Right on. That'll keep you young, Bible Belt. That'll keep you in good shape. Good night, Charmaine Louise. Yes, I remember looking at your channel before and seeing that picture of the tractor. Nice looking tractor, I will add. Very nice looking one. Oh, I didn't notice that question. What was your occupation before the Lord provided the channel? I was a guitar teacher for many years. I've done lots of things. I'm a carpenter, a landscaper, and a music teacher mostly. Nice, Bobby. That's good. That's good. And yes, it can almost destroy your adult life. So you need to be an example for the other ones who are still involved in it. You need your testimony to get out there to people. So you can tell them, look, I know what this is. It almost destroyed me. An 89 Kubota. Nice. Yep. Well, even more than that, I was a truck driver for a while too. I drove for a building supplies for years. Then I get into actually it was landscaping first, then that. Then I worked for a cabinet making place, couple cabinet making places, and learned carpentry. Then I was a repo man for quite a few years, repossessing furniture, going into the dirtiest parts of town where not good people lived, and banging on doors and making a real nuisance of myself, trying to talk people into letting me in their houses to repossess the furniture and stuff they hadn't paid for. So I would be going out with TVs, stereos, couches, washing machines, could be appliances, could be anything. I did repossessions for, must have been 3 straight years I did that. That was wild. I had my life threatened and everything. I had people unleashed dogs on me, threatened me with baseball bats. I had a wild old time as a repo man. When it was too dangerous, we had to take the cops with us. I loved it, Cully. I loved it. I lived for it. The adrenaline, the adrenaline. The boss would come to me with an address and a big list of stuff. He'd be like, "There's $9,000 worth of stuff in that house. I want you to go get it." And I would take somebody with me. There was a couple people would go with me. There was a lot of people that wouldn't, because I was a bit crazy. And I was a good repo man. I was really good at that, actually. Really good. I was kind of fearless and a bit crazy. And I get into some pretty wild situations. Feel bad. They were mostly drug dealers. They were mostly drug dealers. There was the odd time you felt a little bad about it, but not usually. They were mostly criminals. Or you'd get there and the stuff was already sold. They already sold it all. Right? That's all. The only reason they got it was so they could sell it. Oh, crazy stories. Call you and believe some of the things. You wouldn't believe some of the things we saw. Wild, wild stuff. Dogs were my worst nightmare. I was more scared of dogs than anything. A lot of German shepherds I was threatened with. They'd have them on a leash, or this one guy had his 2 fingers in the collar of it was a pit bull actually. And he was holding on to the pit bull, and the pit bull was going, "Rrr," wanting to get at me. And he's like, "There's only 2 fingers holding this dog back from killing you." I'm like, "Well, if you let that dog go and it kills me, you're going to jail." And he thought about it for a second and he went, "Yeah, you're probably right." So he took the dog inside. I'm like, "Actually, Cully, yes." Yes. Yes. We saw everything. We saw everything you could imagine. Like some really wild days, those were. Yeah, it's called Easy Home. Used to be Rent Town when I first started working there, then it switched to Easy Home. It still exists. There's one not far from where I live here. It's still around. I bet you they still remember me. Many years ago. Oh, the place is still doing fine. It still makes a lot of money. Definitely. I did good there. I eventually made it to manager. They gave me my own store. So I went from salesman to repo man to manager. I was there for years. We had a wild old time. I loved it there, actually. I had quite a time. It was really, really fun. So I'm actually thinking we had an hour and a half live stream. I'm going to do a short live stream today and get some more sleep because I went to bed at 1 and get up at 3. Yep, can't pay, we'll take it away. That's how it went. Can't pay, we'll take it away. Or we just did an audit and you shouldn't have bought it. How's that one? We just did an audit. You shouldn't have bought it. Your experience as a repo man will help for current and later viewers. I'm not sure how it's going to help anybody, but catch the man child later today, Mr. Buzz. Uh-oh, a deadbeat dad. God's grace be with you today, brother. Well, it's my day off, and that's by God's grace for sure. He's giving me a day off. Why did the job end? It things just got out of control. I had my own store. It got stressful. I had some there was a witch involved in everything. It's quite a story, actually. I was real glad to leave there in the end. I had fun for years, but then it went sour. And there was a witch at the center of the whole thing. One of the other managers was a witch. And I made the mistake of saying something very rude to her one day. And I didn't know she was the high priestess of a coven. And she sent the whole coven after me to torture me. And they terrorized me for better part of 2 years. I put up with it. It was pretty wild. I did repos for 3 years, I think, but then I was a manager for more years after that. I was there for quite a while. I was at the company for quite a while. Then I left, and what did I do next? My next job would have been I guess I went to school after that. Yeah, I went to school after that. No emojis, please. I agree with your statement, but please, no emojis. We don't allow those here. So I'm going to end this for a little while. I might come back again for a little time this morning because I won't be doing my 2:00 live stream today because I'm going out for lunch with somebody today. So there will be no afternoon live stream. There will be an evening live stream, but there won't be an afternoon one. Oh, that was a learning experience, Cully. Big time. Big time. Very, very interesting few years that was. I'm in the woods. Oh, I envy you. I wish I was in the woods. That's where I want to live. Your deeds in the hood. Boys in the hood. Boys in the hoodie. All right, folks. I'm going to crash for a little while because I literally had 2 hours sleep last night. That's all I got. So I didn't even drink my third cup of coffee. I sipped on it a little bit, but it's still full. So I will see you guys probably in a few hours. I don't know what time it'll be, but probably before I end up going out to lunch or anything, I will probably come back on for a little bit. So blessings to you too, Anita, and everyone else. Thanks for being here. See you all in a while. Remember that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life.